Hey y'all, how's it going? Things are going pretty well with me because my money is up. And I just have so much to be grateful for. And even the things that, even when things feel like the excitement in your life isn't blatantly obvious, I still think that there are so many things to be grateful for. Just like small interactions, small moments of connection, and any time that you get to like pet a dog, or anytime that you think of something, or you just catch a moment where you connect with yourself. Because I feel like a lot of the time we're avoiding ourselves. I think a lot of the time I don't even know why I am, but I just know that I do it. I know that I avoid myself. And I just do something that'll make it so that I don't really have to think. You know what? I'm getting scared about like Alzheimer's and like thinking that maybe I should start doing things that prevent Alzheimer's because spending so much time on my phone, I can just feel it hurting my brain. Like I just feel like there's no way that that's beneficial to me. And so I've been thinking maybe it's a good idea to like actually preemptively just take care of my brain better. And I just feel like maybe I should just think more. Think more. Try to remember the things that you care about. I feel like a lot of the times we don't reach our goals because we just kind of forget about them. Like, you know how you made New Year's resolutions? When was the last time you thought about those? Maybe you should check in on those. Like, you need to constantly be thinking about your goals. You need to, like, write them down. You need to have them, like, on your wall. And you need to look at them frequently. And you need to actively work towards them if you actually want to reach your goals. But yeah, don't allow yourself to forget about those things. And don't allow yourself to forget about the things that you're passionate about or that you care about. And also, don't let yourself forget about the things that you're grateful for. Because we take so many things for granted. Don't let yourself do that. Just keep reminding yourself of all the things that you have to be grateful for. And hold on to all of those moments. Like, little things lead to big things, and the people that you meet, they lead you to things, and they lead you to new places. That's why I love making new friends, because I learn things and I gain new experiences, and those experiences are inspiring to me. This is why I love life so much, because it's inspiring, and it gives me these images that I want to replicate through my writing, through like using like through like I want to recreate these images and put them all together and just turn it into something super memorable, something that you can't forget about, something that you carry with you, something that you keep. Because the books that I've read that have impacted me, like, I keep those with me. Just I can't be the same the way that I was before I read them. They were just so impactful and inspiring and meaningful to me, and just so beautiful and tragic. It was my birthday recently. I turned 23. Thinking about getting a tattoo, like all up on my arm, because I want to cover this up and like get it like that. I got pulled over the other night for speeding, and instead of getting a ticket, I got a court date. So, we'll see what happens with that. I'm just guessing it's just gonna be a larger fine than normal. I don't know. He didn't really tell me why. I could have asked, but then he let me go and I was like, okay, Um, Recently I was in the woods. I was not having a very fun time. Like, sometimes I overestimate the way that I'm gonna feel about things, and I just don't like it when I go out and do something because I'm searching for some kind of feeling and then I don't end up feeling that way, or just don't. I just feel like I'm repeating something. Like, I'm repeating something that I've already done, I've already felt, and especially if I've done and felt it a bunch of times. And I was walking on a trail that I've walked on before, so I was feeling a little bored. And then I found this little spot that I used to go to, like fairly frequently, I guess. And there's this like little overhang, and there is a tree that like fell off of that overhang onto the ground, so it like goes up. I started to walk up that log, and eventually I stopped and I froze because there started to be risk involved. Like, if I had gone further, I could get hurt. If I did fall, I would get hurt. And so the fact that I was aware of that risk is what caused me to have anxiety, or what caused me to have fear. And that fear, I allowed it to stop me. And eventually I crawled down, and then I left and I kept walking and I went a different way. And then I just started walking across a bunch of other logs, and they were all so easy. I walked across every single one. And I could have just kept walking up that log. I could have just done it, and maybe it would have given me a new feeling. But I was too scared to keep going. It probably would have given me a new feeling. It would have given me probably a little rush of adrenaline, which is a feeling that I'm always chasing. But I was scared, and that's what stopped me. I was walking across all of these logs, and I was just realizing the way, like, it was just so blatant to me, the way that I allow fear to stop me. I allow it to stop me. I let my anxiety or my fear, the fact that there's some kind of a risk, I let it hold me back, really. I just let it stop me. I let it make me freeze and turn around and play it safe again. But it's funny because when I was walking across those logs versus the other log, the one that was risky, it was literally the same steps. It felt the same. They were all easy to walk across. It was the same steps, not a change in difficulty. It was the fear that stopped me. Maybe next time I can be brave. I really want to find more places where I can exercise bravery. I think that I'm a pretty brave person, but I want more of a chance to exercise bravery. I just think that when there's risk involved, like real risk, where there's no backup plan, like, that's what's scary to me. I'm really brave in other ways. I'm not afraid to be honest, or to share my true feelings, or to be myself. And I'm even, sometimes I'll be in situations where maybe I should be scared. People tell me that I should be scared, maybe, but I'm not. I don't know if that's bravery or ignorance. But I mean, I exercise bravery more than I realize, but I really want to do it intentionally. Like, put myself in more situations where I have to exercise bravery. I want to push myself. I really want to push my boundaries because that's the way that you can really see what you're made of. Like, what you really have in you is if you push yourself and you test your boundaries. Like, you never know how strong you are until you go through something really, really hard. And you don't feel strong when you're actually using all your strength when you're going through something, but then you start to move on and heal, and you realize how strong you are. 21 Pilots came out with a new album called Breach. I really like it, and I've been listening to them so much, and I've been listening to songs of theirs that I overlooked in the past, such as Pet Cheetah and No Chances, and even Lane Boy. Lane Boy is one of my favorite songs right now. I also really love their song Overcompensate. Bandito. Cut My Lip is like one of my all-time favorites. I really like their song Levitate. Chlorine. I really love that band so much. Have you ever gone back to an ex? I've never, ever broken up with someone and then gone back to them or gotten back together, because it's like, if I broke up with somebody, or if we break up, I don't know, I just kind of let it go. Like, I just kind of, it's just so freeing. Like, I'm not gonna, and if I go back to them, it would just feel wrong. Like, I really try to, I really do things intuitively, and anytime I like go back to someone or like think about going back to someone, it feels wrong. It just feels like I'd be going backwards and like trapping myself, and the thought of it is not appealing to me. I'm like they would never be able to convince me to go back to them because it's just not appealing to me. Like, I don't see any benefit. I've only gone back to situationships, but I'm at the point now where any situationship that I've had or any person that I've talked to in the past, I don't really think that they could reel me back in, because I have so much value and they mistreated me so much in the past. I just have more respect for myself than that, and they always brought me down. And I just think about all the stress that they gave to me and all of the pain that they gave to me. And I just know that so much better is out there, and I don't want to settle for something just because I crave intimacy or because I feel lonely. Because honestly, I don't feel lonely. I really like being single and being by myself. And I don't need anybody. Like, the only thing that I crave at times would be like, I guess sometimes no, like, honestly, it's hard to even say because recently I've just been really glad that I'm single. Like, I don't really have any desire for a partner right now. I feel like I have friendship, and I feel like that's enough for me at the moment. And I feel like I have myself and I have projects that I care about. And I just have no desire for, like, I don't know. Like, I guess if it was someone that I really liked, like, maybe that would be appealing. But, like, I don't, like, let that come when it comes. Like, let that be a surprise. I don't really care. Have you ever, like, missed something and then you got it back and you realized that the thing that you were missing didn't really exist? Have you ever, like, gotten somebody back and realized that they're not who you thought they were, and that you were missing a fantasy, and that you kind of wish that you never got them back? Because then you could keep missing them. Then you could still have that fantasy version of them. Then you could hold on to that. Then you could still think that they were special. But now you got them back and you realize that you don't really want them. Has that ever happened to you? Ooh, I can relate to that. Sometimes I think we miss things because we're too close to them. Like, maybe the tear is too fresh. Maybe it's just we're too close to it. We're looking at it too closely. We're paying it too much attention. We're close enough to having it. Like, we just had it recently, so now we're able to compare the way that things are now versus when we had it. But the further away we get from those things, I feel like we kind of forget about them. Like, we forget what they feel like, so we don't really have to miss them. Like, the further away you get from somebody, it's so much easier to move on from them and not miss them, like, not want them anymore. And it's easier to see things clearly and see the reality of things when they're not warped by your comparisons. And in time, as you change and grow, you grow away from each other and you just see the way that, like, you know who they were and, like, the things that they wanted, and you know how they're different from who you are and the things that you want, and so you just know that you guys are growing apart. I was also thinking just now, you know how your brain looks for things to confirm your beliefs? Like, how you already believe something, so your brain is constantly searching for evidence of that? I've talked about this before. This problem that I have, which has gotten so much better as I have learned to love and accept and respect myself. But this little problem that I have has been this, like, self-comparison problem. Or this problem where I envy someone else. I, like, fixate on somebody and I envy them. And it's always somebody that is similar to me. Like, I see myself in them. And that's why I choose them. Because I just convince myself that they're, like, a better, luckier version of me. Which is crazy and not true. And it's just crazy and not true. And it's unhealthy and unnecessary. But I just realized, like, if I already have this belief that I am jealous of this person, then my brain is gonna continue to search for that evidence. And maybe that's why it feels like this hole that just gets deeper, because everything that they do, I just automatically believe that it's better than me because my brain is trying to confirm my pre-existing belief. So if I already believe that somebody is better than me, then everything about them or everything about me is going to be evidence to support that belief. So that's why it's so necessary to change my belief that I'm not jealous and that I am happy to be me. Do you know how amazing life is when you embrace yourself? You know how amazing it feels to accept and embrace yourself? It feels really good. It's so empowering, and I love feeling that way. That's something I need to remind myself of. I need to stop forgetting. Stop forgetting. Stop forgetting my worth, and stop forgetting to stop myself when I start tearing myself down. When you start tearing yourself down, you need to stop yourself. You need to stop that before it gets out of control. You need to actually be like, why would I say that? Just stop saying those things about yourself. There's just no point. It's so unnecessary. It is so unnecessary. All it does is bring yourself down. All it does is just make you feel like shit. That is literally the only thing that it does. It doesn't do anything else. It just makes you feel like shit. So why do it? Why care so much? Maybe just accept yourself. Maybe just accept the fact that you're beautiful. Just accept the fact that you're beautiful. Maybe there's no point comparing. Love yourself. Love yourself and find the things that you love about yourself. You know what? There was a comment that I received. Here's what it says. It says, I don't love myself and don't know how. I've tried. Recently been trying to see new people and try new things and exploring passions, but at the end of it all, I still see myself in the mirror and can't stand the sight. It makes me confused and off-put even when people are enjoying my company. I feel alone even when I'm with people that love me because I don't really understand why. And I always wanted to respond to this comment, but I had no idea how, and I still don't fully know how to respond to that comment because I feel like you can say things, but it won't always change someone's mind, or even if it changes their mind, it doesn't always change their actions and what they choose to do. Also, this comment doesn't really go into why they hate themselves, and so it's a little harder to give advice. It only says that they look at themselves in the mirror and they can't stand to see the sight. I used to feel this way. I know how you feel. Like, I know how it feels to really hate yourself and to just not even be able to look in the mirror and to just have pain every time you look in the mirror and just cry and just to hate looking at yourself and to hate who you are and to like hate the choices that you make and to like ruin your relationships because you can't accept that anyone loves you and you're just fighting for validation all the time, and you just can't have a healthy relationship because you're just projecting your insecurities onto everyone, and it's just no matter how much anyone loves you, it's just not enough. It's not enough because you need more. You need something to make you not hate yourself. So I empathize with you. And I'm so sorry that you feel this way. And I'm sorry that you can't see that your value and your worth just goes so far beyond the way that you might feel about yourself. The way that you feel about yourself doesn't determine the truth. When I hated myself, it's not that I didn't have value or that I was unlovable. It was just that I was so deeply buried into my negative habits and patterns that it was showing. Like, it was leading through into everything, and it was blocking me from being who I really am. and it was hiding my passions from me, and it was hiding like the potential of my entire life. If it's about looking in the mirror, maybe you are unhealthy, and if you know that you're unhealthy and there is something that you can change, I would say take steps toward being more healthy. And that is vital. Like, it was vital for me. I'm not saying that this is your problem because I don't really know the specifics, but if there is something that you can change, that you know that you can change, you're probably gonna continue to hate yourself until you make those changes. Until you stop digging that hole and you crawl out of it. Crawl out of that hole and make better choices. Like, make better choices, choices that are good for you. Maybe you hate yourself because you hate your choices. Maybe your choices are leading you to feel some type of way. Maybe that's why you feel so much shame. Maybe you feel ashamed of the way you've led yourself to feel this way, and the way that you've held on to this. And you've held on to those choices and you've made things worse for yourself. It's hard to change. It's hard to change and to like really change your habits and your choices and like your life and your appearance. It is hard and it will take time, but that doesn't mean that it's really far away. That doesn't mean that it's gonna take forever. You have to start right now. You have to start now. And then what you have to do is accept the things that you can't change. If there are things that you can't change, you have to accept them. You know, you might even have to embrace them. You might even have to embrace those things that you want to change but you can't. Maybe they're not as bad as you think. Maybe you're a normal person with flaws. Like, eventually you're gonna have to realize that you're not a freak of nature. You're gonna have to realize and accept that you're just a person and there's nothing wrong with you. There's not something wrong with you. Those things that you can't change, they're not your fault. But they're also probably not as big of a deal as you think. They're probably not that big of a deal. You don't have to be ashamed of the things that you can't change. They're natural. And after a combination of those things, like, I find it hard to like completely change your mindset without making a change in yourself. Like, if you're continuing to make healthy choices, or if you're continuing to make unhealthy choices, it's probably going to be harder to have a healthy mindset. So that would be the first thing that I would address, is your unhealthy choices. Address those and like make some kind of a change. Take small steps. And then I would say start accepting those things that you can't change. And then maybe that will give you a little bit of a mindset change. It'll give you something to be proud of. You'll start to see change. If you change your choices and you change your habits, you'll see change. Things will change. And so the way that you feel will probably start to change. And you have to change your belief. And you're going to have to stop searching for things to validate all the things that are wrong with you. Stop searching for things, even if you don't do it consciously. Like, you probably don't do it consciously. You just probably have the belief that you hate yourself, or that you're ugly, or that there's something wrong with you. And so you search for things to validate those beliefs every day. Every time you look at yourself, you're searching for the ugly things. Stop doing that. Stop looking for proof that you're ugly. Stop looking for proof that there's something wrong with you. And just accept the fact that there's nothing wrong with you. And start searching for your value. Start searching for your value. Put yourself in situations where you can be brave. Put yourself in situations where you can be creative or kind and giving and generous, or where you can connect with somebody, or where you can express yourself. And just start searching for those better parts of life. Start searching for feelings. Start trying new things. Take a different turn. Like, if you are going on a walk, maybe don't have a destination. Maybe go somewhere where you don't know where you're going and just go wherever you want to go, and maybe you'll find something new. Maybe you'll meet somebody. If you meet somebody, or if you have people in your life that you love, be present with them and go on adventures with them and feel those feelings, and stop worrying so much about yourself. Stop worrying so much about thinking about yourself, or the way that you perceive yourself, or the way that someone else is going to perceive you, or why someone shouldn't love you. Just stop even worrying about that. Stop thinking about that. Give yourself a break from thinking about that, and just be present in your life and experiencing your life, and go out and live your life. And allow yourself to feel things and find beauty in other things, and use your eyes to look around you and to see. Use what you have to actually experience your life and your feelings, instead of just using your brain to overthink things. Overthink your value, or the way that you love yourself. Sometimes you don't even have to love yourself in a moment. You can just not even think about that for a moment. You can just be present in what's happening. I used to beg for validation. I used to care so much. I was always searching for validation. But now, if someone doesn't give that to me, I just don't really care. I don't really need it. I'm just I'm not assuming the worst. I'm not thinking, oh, they didn't give me that validation, that means they hate me and they think I'm ugly. Or, I'm so upset by the fact that they didn't give me validation. I don't need their validation. It just doesn't really matter. It doesn't change anything, because eventually, I got their validation, and then eventually it would lose its effect. Okay, it'd feel nice for a minute, and then I'd go back to hating myself. It didn't really do anything. I didn't really ever need it. What I needed was to make better choices and to take responsibility for my own feelings, and to change and to learn how much value I really had. And I have complete faith in you. I believe that anyone can change. I believe that change can always be made. And I believe that there's always something that you can change. You can change your mind. You can choose to believe something else. You can choose that you're tired of feeling this way, and that you're going to change the way that you're feeling. I truly believe that sometimes it is that easy. So don't believe that it's impossible. You can't be hopeless. Even if you don't have hope, still just make those choices. Make those choices anyway, even if it feels like it's not going to do anything. Just make those choices and continue to be better, and you'll start to see that it's possible. I didn't always know that change was possible. I did not always know that it was possible to be happy. I used to think that I was stuck with what I had, and that I was stuck with my mindset, and I was stuck with hating myself, and I was stuck with being ugly, and I was stuck with being an ugly freak. I literally thought that I could never have anything other than that. So go on a journey to find yourself, and push yourself and test your boundaries, and just give it a shot and see what happens, and try new things, learn new skills. Doing scary things is what helps you gain confidence. And it is scary to try to step out of this hole that you've dug yourself in. It's scary to try and change, especially when it feels impossible. It's scary because you feel like you're just going to keep failing, and it's just going to feel worse every time. I know that feeling. But as you do scary things, that's just where you gain so much strength and you realize the strength that you have. And you kind of realize who you're meant to be. You learn things about yourself that you didn't know were there because you were too busy tearing yourself down. You know? So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening. If you like my channel, please subscribe, and if anything made you think, leave a comment about your thoughts. And if you want to help me out, watch some of my other videos. Like, even just let them play in the background, because I really want to get my watch hours up so that I can get monetized. That'd be really cool. So if you want to do me a favor, just like play my videos over and over again. Yeah, that'd be really nice. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask them. I will most likely respond at some point. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. This has been me. And this has been the video. Be careful with how much you drink, because alcohol is really bad for you. And also, maybe don't smoke cigarettes. You know, cigarettes aren't good for you. Give yourself some space to exercise a little bit of creativity. There are all kinds of ways to be creative. And don't be afraid. Okay. Good luck in all of your endeavors. I have so much faith in you, and I know that you can do it. Bye.